Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a organization inspo video. I am tackling a couple smaller organization projects today, just kind of random things around the house that needed to be done. I'm starting out here on our screened-in porch, and this screened-in porch leads into our kitchen. It sort of acts as an entryway, and when I had initially set up this porch when we moved in, I put a white 6-cube organizing shelf here in this spot under the windows right next to our back door, and I just needed a better solution for our shoes and a way to organize them. So I got this cabinet, or these cabinets, at Ikea. I picked up 2 of them. If I can remember, I'll leave the name below. It's kind of hard for me to link things from Ikea, especially because their shipping sometimes can be a bit outrageous depending on where you're shipping it to. But if you live near an Ikea, you of course can quickly find what you need if you have the name for it. And the other reason I wanted these cabinets is because they have doors, and as the cooler months are creeping closer, I wanted to be able to have a place that would be kind of enclosed for our shoes and not just an open shelf. So these cabinets were really simple to put together, and other than the fact that this day I was putting them together, it was almost 100 degrees out, so I was definitely feeling very warm till I was done putting these together, but it was totally worth it because it's just an easy, simple way for the girls to put their shoes in there, Corey and I to put our shoes in there before we go in the house. The doors are magnetic, and so they swing shut and go shut really easily as well. Plus, I'm gonna be honest, I really love the black look out here. I think it just makes it seem very cleaned up and very finished, and they're nice and sturdy, and the shelves are high enough for wintertime whenever we've got taller boots that will be going into these. It fits them as well. I feel like a lot of shoe organization cabinets don't account for boots or like change in season. If you live in an area that has colder months as well, you kind of need a space for that as well. And these are not meant for shoes. I think they're maybe more like a garage organizing cabinet. It's not what they're advertised for, but they definitely work perfectly for that for us. Say a big thank you to ZWILLING for sponsoring today's video. So I'm going to be using ZWILLING's Fresh and Save Cube system to help me organize a small pantry in my kitchen today. You all know my love for making my own foods, cooking, and for organizing, and I think that this system truly brings all of those things together. The system is based around their vacuum pump. This sleek Fresh and Save vacuum pump keeps food fresh for longer at the press of a button. It has a charger that is included, so you're able to recharge it and have it at your fingertips when you're ready to use it. With the Fresh and Save Cube system, you will lock in freshness and unlock flavor. Cube is a stylish, space-saving solution for dry food storage. So I'm kind of creating a mini pantry for a lot of the things that I eat. I eat a little bit different than most of the members in my family. I eat gluten-free and try to avoid dairy for the majority. So there's a lot of different ingredients and foods that are specifically for me. So I wanted a little section in the kitchen to store all of these different things. So that is what I am doing with these cubes, and they are so incredibly helpful. If you eat a certain special lifestyle or have a food allergy and you buy special foods and special ingredients for that lifestyle, you know that sometimes that can come at a pretty big price tag. So knowing that I can use this vacuum pump to make my food last longer and stay fresher for longer by removing the air from the container keeps me at peace of mind about all of my special ingredients and how I'm storing them. So I pulled out a few of the label positioners, and the label positioners let you place the labels on top of your containers for in-drawer storage. So if you're going to be seeing the tops of your containers in a drawer, this is a great way to quickly find what you are looking for. You can optimize and personalize organization with the scannable and reusable NFC labels that link to the Fresh and Save app. ZWILLING has truly thought of everything when it comes to food storage. The chalk pen is a damp wipeable pen, so you are able to erase and reuse those labels. Here I am popping a diffuser inside of one of the lids because this is a more loose ingredient. It is a little bit more granule, and the handy diffusers fit inside of the container, and they prevent fine powdery ingredients like flour, confectioner's sugar, and ground spices from being drawn up into the pump when the vacuum sealer is running. So you all know how much I love to style a space, make it look very personalized, and ZWILLING has even thought of that. So if you want to, you can personalize these containers with colorful container sleeves, and these things double as a protectant from sunlight. So if you are going to have your containers sitting out on the counter, this is an option you may want to look at. Plus, they have multiple colors that is sure to fit your style. Another thing I love about this system is I have a freeze dryer, and of course, keeping your freeze-dried foods in a container with as little air as possible is a good common practice whenever it comes to storing freeze-dried foods. Honestly, that's probably the biggest thing I'm going to use these containers for is my freeze-dried foods, because I know that I can keep them safe and sound in these containers. So these containers with the green sleeves I'm going to be leaving on my countertop because it has the ingredients to make a hot cereal in the morning, and then I can add in some freeze-dried blueberries like you see there, or even freeze-dried strawberries, and it's right at my fingertips in a beautifully styled container. So to help me organize my little pantry, I pulled out some of the ZWILLING Fresh and Save vacuum bags. I'm just sealing them off at the top, and then I'm going ahead and putting the vacuum pump right on the little red area that you see there. This helps to keep my snacks and other things nice and airtight. And going back to my other point, when it comes to buying special beef jerky that's grass-fed, or cookies that are made that are gluten-free, a lot of times you really just lose out whenever the packaging isn't well sealed. So this just helps to prolong the life of your food, and you get so much more out of it, and you save so much money. So I love this L container. It really is the perfect size for hard shell tacos. That is something that once I open them up, usually if we don't use them all, I have to throw the rest of them away. But with this container, it's a great size. I can put them in there, I can remove the air, and I can use the vacuum pump on it, and we are able to save on our hard shell tacos. The multifunction lid inserts fit snugly inside each container and facilitate measuring with teaspoon and tablespoon measurements, and includes a built-in leveler. This is fantastic for things that you want to constantly keep track of how much you're eating. If you are measuring certain spices or other ingredients consistently at a teaspoon or a tablespoon measurement, it's really helpful. Plus, the smaller opening is fantastic for pouring out ingredients or snacks or any other dry goods. And you can even vacuum seal with that lid insert right inside there. I also wanted to mention, whenever it comes to the vacuum bags, all you have to do is reclose the top of it and put your vacuum sealer back on there, and you get to reseal it right back into the bag, so you're not wasting anything. Now I'm just putting together my little pantry area that is specifically for certain things that I grab a lot, like certain granola bars and just basically the stuff I need at my fingertips that I use a lot. So like I said, I am really loving this cube system from ZWILLING. It just works so effectively to keep your food fresher for longer, and you can use the code ADELINECUBE with a $50 or more purchase of the Fresh and Save Cube products, and you will receive a set of label positioners and a set of labels with a chalk marker for free with your order. Go ahead and check out the information in the description box below, and thanks again to ZWILLING for sponsoring today's video. If you all follow me on my main channel, then you know that recently I put a video up where I was talking about how much I love DIY and how much I lost that in the last couple of years, and I want to go back to doing more DIY projects. So something that I used to love to do was make my own cleaning products. And if you've been around for a long time, you probably remember that. So today we're going to be organizing under my sink and making some of my own cleaning products. I will leave the recipes for all of these things in the description box below. So the first thing that we're making here is some toilet bombs. I've made these in years past, but it's been a while. So you just take some baking soda and some citric acid, you put it in a bowl, and then you're going to take some white vinegar in either a dropper or a little spray bottle like this. I got this on clearance at Hobby Lobby for, I don't know, $1 or $2, and it works perfectly for this. And you want to slowly add in that white vinegar until the mixture is kind of packable. So you're gonna see me like testing it out to see if it's moist enough to pack into my molds. And that mold is just from Amazon. It's a little ice cube tray mold. It works for lots of different things, and I'll leave all these tools linked below in case you want to try making these as well. But if you were to add in that vinegar too quickly, it would actually activate the ingredients, and your toilet bomb is not going to work as well when you go to put it in your toilet to clean your toilet. So here I'm packing it together just to make sure that it will definitely stick together. And then the last thing I did was add in some essential oils. I did one with some eucalyptus and peppermint in it so that it really smells nice and clean when I throw it into the toilet. And I just love using peppermint in cleaning, homemade cleaning products. It just smells so fresh and light and makes your space smell really good as well. So here I'm just putting the powder mixture into the mold, and when you do that, you do definitely want to pack it in as tightly as it will go. I just used my fingers. You could maybe use some other little tool that you might have in your kitchen, or the handle of a spoon or something like that, that you could pack it all down in. So I made sure that was packed very tightly, and then I sat it out on our deck railing in the sun just to allow it to dry and get hardened very quickly while I was doing the rest of this project. So now I'm going to make a countertop cleaner, and I designed all of these labels in my Cricut design space. It was so fun. I did it completely from scratch. I put all the little details into it, and it just makes it really fun. And the other thing that's great about these glass bottles that are from Amazon is that if I don't like this mixture for this countertop cleaner, then I can always try a different one and use the same bottle. So I am doing a Castle Soap mixture. Again, I'll leave the exact combination below. And I'm adding some essential oil, and then I'm using some distilled or purified water. I just boil water in my tea kettle. I let it completely cool, and then I can use it in something like that. It just helps to eliminate any mold or any bacteria growth in your cleaner, which I will go through these pretty quickly. So it's not a big deal to me to have it sitting on the shelf for a little while. So I was testing out the countertop cleaner there. As you saw, I put some lemon and lime oil in it. Oh, it smells so fresh and so delicious. Now I'm making a glass cleaner. I'm so anxious to see if I like this and end up using the whole bottle of it. So I'm putting some white vinegar in it, a couple pinches of cornstarch. I've never tried this, but apparently it's supposed to work really well. And then of course some water. And I topped it off with a couple splashes of rubbing alcohol as well. That's another thing that you can use to help eliminate any bacteria growth in your homemade cleaners, is to add a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and that should help it kind of give a little better shelf life, but you do want to check on them. So here I'm making one that I call the Stinkin Cleaner. And the name probably says it all, but it's created for things that stink. We have a pet in the house, we have a dog that we love, and of course she has little accidents once in a great while, and also just to clean the toilets and things like that. So I'm doing 3/4 of white vinegar, adding some water, and then I did add in some peppermint oil and some tea tree oil. Both of them are very strong and very good at helping to kill all the grimy things. And then because these are homemade cleaners, it's really important to shake these. So I pulled out my embossing label maker. As much as I love my Cricut, I love my embossing label maker just as much. And you guys, I think the last time I checked on Amazon, I'm pretty sure that it was right around $10. So if you want a cheap little label maker just to label little things around your house, I highly recommend this. I use it all the time. Actually, I think I use it more than my Cricut, just to be honest, and it's way, way, way cheaper. So here I am making a jar for my dishwash pods. As much as I love natural cleaners, I have yet to find a really good dishwash pod that works as good as Cascade. If you guys know of one, let me know in the comments. I would love to have your suggestions on something that is less chemical laden and a little more natural for my dishwasher. So now I'm going to use these reusable paper towels. I found these on Amazon. I actually love them. They're very absorbent and they just work really, really well. But we're gonna use them to make some homemade cleaning wipes. And you guys, since I've made these are probably my favorite DIY out of this whole video. They are so, I can't even explain it. They're sturdier than like a store-bought disposable cleaning wipe. And because of the little ridges in the waffle weave, they just work so well. They smell amazing. So here I am rolling these up so that I am able to kind of dispense them like a store-bought cleaning wipe. So I'm just folding one over the other, as you can see, and then I'm rolling it into the roll. And you're just gonna wanna keep doing this until you reach around the size of the opening of whatever jar you're gonna put these in. And actually, till I was done, I actually had to pull a few of them off because they wouldn't fit quite into my jar here. So here I'm just putting them into the jar. I'm pulling out the middle cloth, and that will help to get it dispensing, and you can just kind of pull each wipe out as you go. I put half water and half white vinegar, and then again I added the lemon and the lime oil. And you guys, these smell so fresh and they're just so convenient. If I want to wipe the table off quick and my dishcloth is full of icky, or you know, if I want to wipe something off really fast, they're just so convenient. I think we're gonna blow through these in a couple days or a week, and then I'll be able to wash them and put them back in, and I'm not wasting wipes. And to be honest, these are just way better quality. They just work so much better. And of course, with the vinegar in them, that will help their shelf life a bit. I don't know how long I would leave them in there if I wasn't using them very often, but I know we'll use them pretty quickly. So at this point, my toilet bombs will be ready to be pulled out of the molds, and I am being a bit ginger with these. Just carefully pop them out because they're gonna dry and harden even more once they're in the jar or container that you're gonna keep them in. So you wanna just be a little bit careful with them. But when you go to use them, you just throw one into your toilet, let it fizz. It's gonna fizzle all up. And then just take your toilet brush and use it to scrub the inside of your toilet bowl. And of course, whatever scent you put in it is going to make it smell nice and fresh and clean. Next, I'm pulling out this wooden box that I've had for quite some time. If you've been around a while, you may have seen me use this before, but I can't let it go because it fits sponges perfectly. And it's just the perfect little box for under my sink to contain all of my sponges. So here I'm testing out a couple different sustainable scrubbers. I'll leave them linked below for you. They are from Amazon. These hemp woven ones, they intrigued me the most. They were not the cheapest thing. However, I do think they're gonna work really well. So I'll leave you updated on that. At some point, I will tell you how those things worked out. The other sponges are also from Amazon. And guys, I'm a homeschool mom. So Mr. Clean erasers have to live in our house. There's marker and paint accidents and other things like that, and I just can't go without my Mr. Clean erasers. So the next thing I'm doing is putting together a little linen spray, and you guys, this was a fail. It truly was. The contents worked out. It smells fine, you know, it will work great, but I didn't realize it, but the spraying nozzle on the top of this is plastic. So I need to find one that is glass on the outside and actually a metal spraying nozzle, because you can't combine alcohol and essential oils with plastic. It will eventually eat away at the plastic and it just won't work out well. So if I can find a metal topped misting sprayer like this, I will leave the link for it below because I'll be ordering it as well, because this sprayer will not work for this use. So now that I have all of my cleaners made and ready to go, the next thing I did was put some contact paper in the bottom of the cabinet under my sink, just to keep things nice and wipeable. I love contact paper, you guys know that. If you've been around for a minute, you know how much I love it. And then I just went ahead and kind of lined everything up the best way, it all laid out in and under my sink, so that everything is at my fingertips when I'm ready to clean and keep the dishes obviously going in the house, since they are a never-ending chore. But you know what? When things are pretty and you have fun and you know you made it yourself, I feel like that just adds a little bit more of a fun element to doing the mundane household chores. And it just gives such a accomplished feeling when you know you've made it all yourself. So I had this little turntable that I've used in the past. I love this thing. And then I added 2 jars to it just to hold my scrub brushes. And also we do cook with cast iron. I completely switched to cast iron a couple months ago. And so having some of those, I don't know, stainless steel scrubbers is important in our house. So I hope that this video inspired you all. I'm so glad you were here to hang out with me. Subscribe if you're new. I love homemaking and making things in my home useful and beautiful. And don't forget to leave a comment below. I love chatting with you all in the comments. Let me know what projects you are working on right now, or any tips and tricks you might have for homemade cleaning products. Don't forget to check out ZWILLING and all of their cube products. I know you all will enjoy them if you are someone that likes to keep things organized and fresh. And I'll see you all in my next video.